Yeah, like even when I tell people like, oh yeah, we did this breathwork class and like it's really powerful.
That's when they say like, oh, you live in LA.
Right.
You know, it's
like
like,
the most LA
okay.
thing you could say. But like, I mean, okay.
I'm a really good actor. I pretend I'm a breathwork teacher. Just go out there, you know.
Let's explain to people what breathwork is and like what is happening when you're doing breathwork. Like why?
I can't speak. Well, I can speak a little bit scientifically.
Yeah.
But
push that up on you a little bit. Sorry. Thank you.
push it up, but don't breathe into it. Maybe.
You could breathe.
You can sneeze.
We're live. You're a breathwork teacher. So yeah, you are a breathwork instructor. We took your class twice, which is really like you sort of guide through it. And I mean, it was insanely powerful, like way more than I would have ever expected, and a uniquely powerful thing that I've never felt that doing anything else.
I would agree.
So what's going on?
It was like kind of akin to yoga in some ways, like in terms of you can get a wide range of success in a yoga class or in a breathworks class, you know. Really is like about grounding and getting into your body and your breath. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know.
Getting in your body, getting out of your
automatic breath, getting into a
your
manual
body,
mode.
Out of your
head into your body. I was amazed by the sensations like in my body. I was tingling. I let out so much emotion in me the first time. That was really cool. That was wild.
Yeah.
So Paul, when you said it was powerful, just now, Tyne talked what that power was. She felt tingling in her body. Mm-hmm. She let out a lot of emotions or worked through a lot of emotions. So basically, from my understanding of breathwork, and I started in 2019, so just 5 years new on the experience, taught hundreds of classes at this point, and it's a big kind of buzzword, is the nervous system reset. I don't really know what's going on, but I know that I believe that your breath is your spirit, and our spirit gets stagnated. We use the words depression, repression, or suppression, pushing down emotions. Emotion is energy in motion or not. So when unease comes, it's from stagnant energy. Now, I'm not here to dismiss cancer or other ailments they're real. Western medicine's a beautiful thing when used correctly, but there's other ways that I have found, that I've experienced, that you both have experienced and explained, of creating space in our body to feel that electromagnetic energy, that buzzing, in words like prana, mana, life force, chi. We have words for this.
That's the
energy.
Tingling.
I think so. I mean, science-wise, right, our veins are constricting. Okay. But that just says like blood's going to other parts of our body or other parts of our brain. But so what is that tingling? I don't know. Joe Dispenza talks about like it affecting the pineal gland, which will be a whole nother like, well, what's going on up there? You know, it's up your third eye or whatever it may be. So it's really hard to articulate and talk about it scientifically of what's going on in hypnosis. What's the subconscious? So the idea of breath work is that we're breathing in a different type of pattern to access different parts of our mind. We're controlled by the prefrontal cortex, our thinking mind, our rationalizing mind, our making sense, our keeping us safe mind. And so that's the filter that we see life, and that filter should be on. It keeps us safe. But it also keeps us in our same thoughts that we're always in. And when we're in those thoughts become a loop, and often they're detrimental. They're not necessarily uplifting all the time. So doing this breath work gets us into a different part of our mind, or so it's believed and felt and experienced, that allows us to see beyond what we normally see. Seeing a new filter, let's just say like in an eye thing. That's it. That's the changing of the filter.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more akin to meditation than like, I don't know. It's really akin to like a meditation. Like you're so focused on this one thing, which is also giving you this physical sensation. But that could just be the heavy breathing for some reason puts blood into the head, so the body, it's like your foot's asleep, but the whole body constricts.
Right.
My hands always end up going like this. They call it like what, like a lobster claw?
Lobster claw and tetany, like the veins. It is a cramp, so we can bounce back between scientific and energetic. So it's not all LA woo woo for anybody listening not in LA. But
I mean, I like that. I like the scientific of it. You know, it's like it's not magic.
No,
something's just happening
magic.
Or is it magic?
Yeah, it could be magic. It's energy. And it's like, yes, our veins are constricting, carbon dioxide and oxygen, the ratio is getting different. But it's producing this high, this meditation or high. I mean, we use the word high. We use drugs. Drugs release chemicals, and the chemicals make us feel. So maybe through this breath, those chemicals are getting released, oxytocin, serotonin, whatever it may be. So we feel good. And like you said, the meditation part is, to me, it's the deepest form of meditation. So we have direct focus. We're focused only on one thing, and we're taught or guided to watch our thoughts without participating in them, which is really hard. What's meditation? The observance of the thoughts.
Right.
Contemplation would be after meditation. Okay, I gave myself space. The mind played itself out. Now I can see, like, okay, think about it. Like now I'm directing my thoughts.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's but like, okay, it's releasing chemicals, oxytocin, whatever. So that's
Even
not
cortisol.
magic.
Cortisol.
That's chemistry.
Chemistry.
You know, like,
Yeah. Not
there
magic.
is a whatever is happening, and maybe there's
Physiological
parts
response.
of it we don't understand.
Right.
But it's not magic. It's
No.
not completely
No, it's physiological.
unexplainable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's physiological. It's physiological.
I love,
Physiological.
I love the physiology of
Dude,
all of it.
physiology is fucking my favorite.
Unfathomable.
Yeah, it's
It really
physiology.
is wild.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I think it's funny, and I try to keep humor. I have the utmost integrity when I'm leading a session.
You're the best.
You know, I appreciate that. I go in there like, this has been so therapeutic for me, and by therapeutic, emotionally releasing and feeling lighter and happier, and sometimes cry and laugh. But I try to keep the humor in it of like, it's so funny that I'm going there, a normal human being, and just helping 30 people all of a sudden release what happened to them when they were 22 years old. Mind bending. So I keep showing up for it because the work is super powerful. Just put my hands behind my back.
You can put your hands wherever you want.
You're not under arrest. We love these ideas.
Secret is out.
I feel like anytime you're being really honest about like a situation, like there's humor there, because it's like,
Hope
isn't
so.
this ridiculous?
Hope
Like even
so.
like look at what we're doing right now.
Right.
The way we have houses on this road, like it's goofy,
hope
it's
so.
silly,
I
and
hope
like
so.
if you're really being honest about reality, like there's humor, you know.
Ideally, but other tightly wound people don't find the humor in the reality, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, come on. It's all just,
And like with the
This
scientific,
is like also, we're an instant gratification culture. So breath work is not that.
it's work.
It's work.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way about it. It's like a physical act, you know, even more so than meditation, obviously, because it's just like so commanding of your breath.
yes, but like in 40 minutes, you're gonna feel something. Like,
Yes.
or how long the classes even that we've done? An hour?
It's an hour session, and you breathe for about 24 minutes.
So in a half hour, like you can get some, you're gonna feel something. It's not like something you got to do for years. and, like,
Actually,
you'll kinda feel it,
to
you know,
jump
like,
in
it is
and
pretty.
to
Yeah,
add-
but it's like, yeah. Oh, no, sorry, please.
to add on what he's saying, it's not instant gratification. It's 30 minutes, but you feel it right away. But if you go to psychotherapy, which I'm all for, you know, having a therapist, having someone to bounce ideas off you, you're going for weeks, months, years. Some people have the same therapist for years. I don't want to go to the same therapist and have the same shit going on. I'm meeting with the same exact person, having the same exact effects. Like, what am I doing? We're just hanging out at this point. Like, whereas breath work is sort of instant gratifying, but it's a practice too. If you like anything else, like we are so trained for hedonism. Like it feels good now. I want more, and now we're chasing the dragon. You know.
Oh yeah, hedonism, love it.
But I also,
It feels good sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I guess I mainly was bringing it up because for me, like the first class, I had a really intense reaction, and the second class, I didn't have the same intense
Chasing
response.
the dragon.
I mean, I've only done it 2 times, right? So that's just the experience it was. But I found my mind more distracted. Like the breath was more laborsome the second time, and I had a harder time with it. And maybe it was because I had high expectations, or maybe I was just like a little afraid of I don't know.
The unknown.
Yeah, who knows?
Well, and even, you know, if you meditate every day, some days you're going to wake up and you'll just be like, man, I just cannot get centered. And then some days you're going to be like, wow, this is like really powerful. And it just kind of, so maybe it just, that second one caught you on a day like that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, do you
Could
find that there's like a sort of tapering off? Does it increase with everyone? I mean, you've taught so
Right,
many, but
right.
how many have you like done the breathing?
Never done it before.
You're not even breathing during that.
You should
Yeah.
probably try sometime. I heard it's
Like,
pretty
why'd
good.
you fucking breathe?
Looks
This guy's just
pretty
yelling
cool.
at me the whole time. No, just kidding.
Like a coxswain. You pedal, I stay up here. Each time I felt is different. And by that, the first time there's fear often because unknown. But people, let's say, get off, like get into a space, cool. And then the second time they have a little bit of knowledge and then they try to manipulate what's going on and cool.
Right.
Could have happened to me.
Yeah. And I found the third time people blast off. And then the fourth time I'm chasing the third time. This is my experience.
Okay.
Fourth and fifth time I'm chasing the third time. And now I understand the effects it has in the dreamlike state I can access. And, if I'm upset or whatever, I probably do it 4 times a month. So once a week or so, once every 2 weeks sometimes, of that type of breathing. But yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Just by yourself.
Yeah, I do breath of fire every day. That's my meditation because it's guided and it gives me something to...
What's breath of fire exactly?
So you're breathing quick, offloading a lot of carbon dioxide, heating the body, also burning through mental impurities like we're doing with this sage, So you hit the Google button, it's like, why sage? And just... Again, like we don't even need words. People are just making shit up at this point, And it's like, oh, it purifies the air. Purifies it from what? Like,
Right.
Toxins.
Yeah, it's
Toxins.
like it's like this smoothie gets rid of toxins. Like
Right.
what toxins?
What is there?
Tell me the toxins and like where are they?
Mercury, lead, they're
Like I just feel like all this shit should be at some
Canned
point.
fish, they're in there. They find their way.
Yeah.
I think kind of reversing back. I don't know if I said it, but one of the buzzwords is our nervous system reset. I did say it.
You did.
So the breath is, to me, the quickest way to get into our nervous system. And we often operate in our sympathetic fight, flight, or freeze. We're reacting to stimuli. Mm-hmm. And it's become so heightened, especially because all the news we're reading. So this allows us to have a sympathetic experience and experience that with a parasympathetic response. In other words, you're being stimulated, whether it's cortisol, oxytocin, serotonin, whatever the chemical is, you're feeling a lot of emotion happen. I just put my arms up like this because it's the emotion coming up. Mm-hmm. And then you're relaxing into feelings. So instead of responding from anger or sadness, whatever, you're just allowing the feeling, the emotion to move, which is the opposite of stagnant energy.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, again, this is just a feeling, but like that energy kind of stagnates and like, especially with like, moving your body, like burning off energy. Like I feel like if it just sits in you, it like starts to rot or something. Like I start to feel anxiety, and you can like literally burn that off.
And you do what? Physically. You are working it out.
Yeah.
You're working it out. What are you
and you're breathing a lot, and
you're
yeah. The breath work is kind of great because it's like it's a meditation, so it's bringing you into the moment. It's focus your mind singularly, but you're focusing on like excessive breathing. So it's a very physical, very healthy thing you're doing that you're using to meditate
and
on.
You-centric, right? You can't really clock out. You can't mentally check out because you're the one controlling the show. If you lose your focus, the show like the experience stops.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's like driving the car.
Right,
like that same part of your brain that was driving the car is now doing this like intense breathing kind of.
It's like all the parts of all the parts of me driving the car, same place.
So you're affecting brain waves, and we live in our beta, and those are waves, I guess vibrations. I don't know.
You call me a beta?
I'm just call you a sigma. I'm just starting to learn about what the sigma is. Anyone know what's
I've never heard of sigma.
No,
thing?
I don't know.
No, sigma. It's a thing now.
It's like a type of like person in a relationship.
A little bit an alpha, there's a beta, and like a sigma. What's a sigma?
Chad, sounds cool.
You know Chad and JT at all? Comedians. Shout out to Chad and JT. They're hysterical. They're the guys that go to like the town hall meeting and they're like, all right, brother, we're going to come here. And they're really articulate, but they talk as like surfers.
Okay.
Highly
I've
recommend it.
definitely seen some clip like that.
He's funny. But yeah, he was saying whatever we were just talking about. Lost the train of thought.
Yeah.
Choo-choo.
I lost it too.
Yeah.